And finally, the author speaks about the power of imagination. The power of imagination has a good meaning, positive meaning, and it also has a negative, evil meaning. The positive benefit or meaning of imagination, al-quwa al-wahmiya, is that we use our imagination um, to carry out many of our goals. You know, if I have a plan, I need to execute this plan well. I have to imagine, mean think and imagine and plot. I have to find creative and effective methods. Only then I will succeed. So when I have the ability to imagine, this could be helpful in making me more successful in how I execute my plans. So this is a good positive meaning or result, a good way of how we can use the power of imagination. But it also, the author he mentions, it also has a negative connotation. It also has a negative meaning. It could be employed in the wrong way. And once it's employed in the wrong way, the author refers to the power of imagination as the power of illusion. You know, when I become, I develop illusions, or sometimes he refers to them as deceit. When I deceive myself, the nafs, sometimes it could deceive me, it could fool me, it could make me imagine certain things, it could make me live in a imaginary life as if I'm always good and everybody's bad. The nafs, one of the tools of the nafs is that it fools me into thinking I'm always good, everybody else is bad. It justifies sins. Unfortunately, one of the bad habits of human beings is that they justify their mistakes and their sins, but they overestimate other people's mistakes. This is an illusion that I think I'm always good. Arrogant people, they live in a life of illusion. This is the power of imagination, illusion, that they think they're better than everybody else. And likewise, the shaitan, the devil, is always lying to me, is always fooling me. You're going to live a long life. Allah mentions this in the Holy Quran. That's why He calls the shaitan al-gharur. Many verses of the Holy Quran, Allah says al-gharur. Al-gharur is the deceitful one. That's one of the names of the shaitan, because he's not honest with you. He lies to you. You're going to live a long life. Don't worry. Death is far. This, that. God is merciful. He fools you, and you live an illusionary lifestyle, imaginary lifestyle, life of illusion. And this is where I want to go back to the hadith that I mentioned when we spoke about the power of intellect. I mentioned the hadith of Imam al-Sadiq, where his companion asked him about Muawiyah. Wasn't he intelligent? The Imam told him, no, that was nakra, that was shaitan. So in our terms of our class, the Imam meant that wasn't the power of intellect that Muawiyah used. It was the power of imagination, the power of illusion and deceit that Muawiyah used to use. The cunning of Muawiyah, the sly of Muawiyah, that clever and cleverness and boldness that he had, which was a negative one that didn't lead him to Allah, wasn't from the aql, it was from his imagination. It was from the illusion that he used to, he thought what he was doing was helpful, but it wasn't, because he destroyed so many people's lives. He disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he lost his akhirah. How is that the aql? If you're an intelligent person, your aql tells you don't waste your akhirah, because your next life is eternal. This life is so temporary. Why waste this temporary life? Why waste the next life, which is permanent, which is much greater than this life, for this life that's worthless, and for this temporary and worthless life? So if I do that, if I waste my akhirah for this dunya, that means I have no aql. It was my nafs that was deceiving me into thinking that I was failing. So that power that Muawiyah had, according to the hadith of Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, was an nakra shaytana. In our terms, it would be the power of imagination. That, of course, is the negative employment and negative meaning of this power.